As he mutes all of us so we can't interrupt him.
Actually, no, I'm not going to mute any of you. So,
if this isn't child friendly, I don't know what is.
What I'll do is I'll introduce you all, and if you say hi, I'll say hi or whatever, just so people know what your voice goes with what name. And
Shut your gobs, no bad words. Child friendly.
yeah, something like that.
Push to talk.
Okay, let's go. Greetings and welcome to Project Pandora. I am Darkling and this of course is Ark Survival Evolved. Today we'll be touring Project Pandora, and along with this video I'll be releasing the first episode of its construction. So joining me for the tour today we have 3 Ark streamers whose links will be down in the description. We have Midnight Victoria, an Aussie streamer with a big heart and a dirty mouth. She never gets lost and is, as she always says, is a freaking awesome streamer. We have Damon Whalen. Oh, were you going to say hi, Midnight?
Hi!
We have Damon Whalen, a multi-platform Ark streamer who often streams with his kids on a console.
Hello.
We have the Art of Caden, a variety streamer currently specialising in Ark with a dash of Taternet. You'll get the joke.
What's up, guys?
We also have 2 server admins from the New Terra Nova server group. We have Cleo, who is a great builder and has done some awesome community builds.
Hello!
And we have the Laughing King, or TLK, who has great ideas but is easily distracted by shiny objects, which often leaves him quite literally without a roof over his head.
Hello.
Okay, so today, as I said, we'll be touring Project Pandora, so we shall unveil the project and watch everybody's FPS drop to nothing.
24?
24? That's not too bad. Not too bad. I've got an arrow in my vision.
67?
40?
Okay.
Yeah, 40 here.
So, yep, it's a pretty big build, so I'm actually amazed you guys are getting such good FPS at the moment.
It was loaded in when I...
It's probably because the other end hasn't rendered in yet.
Yeah, that could be it.
Yeah, it's bouncing around. Up to 30. Awesome.
So what we'll do is we'll do a tour of the inside, and then once we get to the top and that, we've got flyers so we can have a proper look around the outside. As you can see at the bottom here, we have quite a large C-pen. And all the foundation work is actually at the bottom of the pen. It's glass, so it has been made transparent. It's really good like that. Once you've got a transparent foundation in, it actually lowers the FPS quite a bit.
It's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, I had to play with the actual transparency of the glass quite a few times to get it so it didn't look too solid from above the water. I don't know if you've played with glass at below water, but once you...
yeah. Yes, I remember the Titanosaur.
Oh, yeah, that's true, that's true. So I kind of themed all my columns around the outside to kind of match the base. It's a little bit of a combination of a couple of the columns that I did for my tutorial vid. So we have the main entrance into the base, obviously here in the middle with the 4 tech elevators. I've put them in an array so it's easy enough to get up. And the first level takes us up to the storage room, and this has a balcony so you can get Quetzals and RGs and whatnot.
Oh, I like that idea.
Because I like to have my whole base is always built around storage. So
I like this platform out here.
Oh yeah, it looks pretty cool. It took me a little while to get I think it was a whole episode just getting that door frame working the way I wanted it to. There's a little toilet under here, which I was going to leave.
Very cool.
I was going to leave a naked body in there, but I didn't have time. So there's actually a couple
Where's the toilet?
Down by where TLK is.
Get out of the toilet.
Did you say spawn one? I can spawn one.
Ah, it's all good. It's all good. So there's actually a couple of levels in here. If you see around hidden behind some of the storage, there is an elevator that goes up, and that goes up to the level for storing like armory stuff, like weapons, armor, whatnot. And this is where I put all that. And from there you can go upwards again, and that goes to the viewing platform. Now this was actually Damon Whalen's request. He wanted a platform where you could run around and have nothing below you. So I added a section of glass ramps so you can do just that.
Oh, that looks cool.
So it's not, you can tell.
Oh, I like that.
You can tell you're really high up, eh? And you notice that some of the ceilings down below are wet and some of them aren't, except all of it counts as being in the water. I can't build some stuff on that because it counts as actually being underwater. So that's this level. If we go back down to the main storage level, we can access the secondary elevator. So there's the primary elevator, which is the big squares in the big 4 in the middle. But there's also these little ones off to the side. I don't even know. Oh, you are behind me.
I was sitting on the toilet and I missed the whole tour.
Good on you. That sounds like you. So if we go
Sounds
down,
like we need to clear out from this level anyway.
yeah. So if we go down on the little elevator, I'll wait for you guys to get here. If the elevator,
I like it. I like it.
I don't even know where you ended up.
Where did
We
you
all hit
guys
space. Hit C.
end up going?
Okay, so
He was going up and then suddenly we went down.
yeah.
I'm in the.
Are we continuing to go down? Right down?
Okay,
Go
stop.
down.
Stop there for a
Hit
moment.
C.
and
I
I'll-
am lost.
Let me find Cleo.
Hey, that sounds like me.
That's typical for Darkwing Spaces, though.
Okay.
Until you've
I'm
been there a few
Found
times.
me.
in the.
Here, Cleo, follow me.
So there's
All
Midnight
right.
Victoria. You follow me down.
C. Now
Go down
sit.
about 3
I
levels.
can't go down.
Hop off, hop
Hit
back
C.
on, and press C. Sometimes the elevators, if you stand on them, they don't work. You have to hop off them and back on them. Okay, you found us. So this is the crafting level. Now, I don't normally have these big replicators in here. I don't really like them. I think they're a bit of an eyesore. They're pretty massive. But this is literally just below the storage level. So if you ever need to craft anything, you can literally just pull everything in, and that's not a worry to get any crafting
I
done.
like this. This is cool.
Yeah, I liked how the glass ended up being around the window. It adds that nice open feel about it. You can actually see some of the some more of my tutorial video stuff out in the distance there. My walls. So yeah, this level's pretty basic. I mean, it's just literally crafting with a little bit of a vanity sort of project above. Again, another toilet on this level. Nothing exciting. And from the elevator, if we go downwards again, that will take us down to the library level. So this is a 2-story, obviously a mezzanine. I like to keep all my blueprints separated, so I tend to have quite a large library. Something that TLK needs to keep in mind, seeing as how many blueprints he picks up.
For the loot.
Oh
You
yeah.
can never have too many blueprints.
Loot, 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 loot.
That depends how many compass blueprints you've got.
Well,
Are
eventually
these
you might
just
get a good
like-
one.
Dark and light. Dark and light. Are these just dark windows, but without the outsides around them?
The railings. The railings are glass walls. Sorry, half glass walls. So all the others are called railings, but because they don't actually have a railing texture, it's just a half wall. Okay, so back on the elevator, if we head downwards once more, that will take us to the kitchen level. Assuming you haven't gone too far. Oh, Caden found the way.
I know the way.
So
Get away.
this is the kitchen level, which is the bottom of the main spire.
Taking up the rear.
So as you can see, this is
Oh, I like that.
when
too.
you're looking up, this is what you first see. I put a few plants around the outside just to add a bit of colour. Now there is actually still levels below this, would you believe? So
Those little panels over there make it look like solar.
I cannot believe it.
So if you drop down one more level, that is what I call the basement, which is in the point of the tower.
So no red light district or
No.
strip club on this one.
No, I have not put a strip club in this particular build.
I mean, you haven't gone in the basement yet, so you don't know that.
No. There is a naked man in the basement at the moment, but he came with us.
That was specifically for midnight, wasn't it? The naked man.
So
oh, thank you.
the very bottom here is where I put the Tic Generator. So this actually powers the entire base. So it reaches the very top. The range on these things is massive. So for those of you that haven't actually been paying attention, this is all S+. It's a pure S+ build, and there is absolutely no like altered settings to get.
That.
Yeah, there's no foundationless ceilings or anything like that. It's all generic, fresh install S+. So if we go back upwards now, just keep going upwards until you get past the storage level, and that will take you to the main dino area. There we go. 2 of you are up.
My one complaint: not enough teleporters.
Not enough teleports. So this is the main dino storage. So from here there's all sorts of things going on. Obviously we've got the hatchery in here. There's plenty of storage space all the way around, and each of the shaped glass sections is the top of one of the towers. So what we can do is we can have a glimpse into one of the towers. We'll start with this one over here. If you guys see where I am. So this is the cafeteria, which we'll be heading down through, and that'll be to the shoulder pet storage. Now, after some of the last builds I've done, I found that the shoulder pets get really annoying in proximity to everything else. So this tower is literally a copy upon a copy upon a copy of the same room heading down the tower, and it's basically just shoulder pet storage. Each type of shoulder pet has its own little bay that they get put into, and if you go up and down the tower, it's literally just the same all the way down.
Good, you have shine horns. The best glow pet.
Baby shinehorns, man. They are so adorable.
I finally got mine finished breeding. Oh, they're amazing.
Awesome. So.
Oh, it's so cute.
It's like a mini zoo within another zoo.
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
It's our conception.
Compies aren't shoulder pets.
Compies are shoulder pets.
Are they?
Yeah.
They are indeed.
Yeah.
Since when?
Dimorphodons are shoulder pets.
If I'd known that, I would have got compies ages ago.
Around, they fight. It's amazing. Just have a pack of them on your shoulder, like a group of friends.
Yeah.
Very fierce.
So yeah, this
should have made all these transparent Darkwing, and then have one of them empty, so when people ran around, they would run right off.
Oh no, because I would do that too. So yeah, this is the bottom of one of the towers.
I fell out the tower.
You fell out the tower, did you say?
There's a hole.
Did you pick one up?
Nope.
No.
Bad builder is bad builder.
There is no holes around here. You jumped off.
See? I'm right across from you. I fell all the way down to the bottom.
I don't even see you.
No,
like
I don't
a margarita.
I'm in the glass panel directly across from you guys.
Glass panel.
Didn't name you Gigapithecus?
No, I can't.
Not very good making drinks.
No, he tends to stand around a lot. So I'm going to head back up to the cafeteria where Damon is. Oh, you're using Ghost. No wonder you fell through something.
There's a monkey with a clown face.
Oh, have you seriously? Have you not watched any of my vids?
Yeah, I knew that.
There's always monkey with clown faces.
I didn't notice it on the way down.
So the front two towers, one of them is I won't bother taking you down into those. The one below the bedroom over here is literally just a industrial forge. So if you go down, it's just an industrial forge that you can access from below it. Nothing exciting, but it's within range of the storage department, so you can literally put stuff in here to cook and then go over to the storage and pull it out of here.
I fell out again.
You need a baby seat.
Nope.
Booster seat.
Yeah. So
Looking for hidden rooms.
you won't find any in this build. I normally have a hidden
Lies?
room in every build, but not this one. So on
I
the
can
other
find one.
there are hidden spaces, but none of them are actually hidden rooms. So on this other side here, this one is golem
Pretty
storage.
tappers.
Now,
Look
I
at the
suggest you
colours
don't
on
go down into this one.
He's
'Cause-
going into it.
Oh, TLK will. TLK will.
Beautiful view. I love it.
Yeah, the boulders of a golem.
I really want to see it now.
Okay, go down.
I mean, if you like big ones.
Yep, your view is absolutely lovely down here. Now, the thing is, the elevator for that one happens to coincide with this big elevator which takes you to the ground, which that was actually an accident. That one's not actually meant to be accessible. So this is where you put the golem when you're finished using it, because let's face it, these things are tall. I didn't want to stick it on the very top of the base. So he got his own tower to drop him into. This particular room here, this never actually got used for anything. This would be one of the rooms that see, I got the base to what I call move-in quality, so you can literally move into the base, and from there I would adjust what I do and don't like, and I sometimes have some empty rooms just for that purpose. So you'll notice as you go around here, there's actually all these...
Don't touch that, Damien. You'll fall through.
Yeah, there's all these...
I'm so
Yeah, I know.
surprised I did not get lost by doing that.
I see the roof still leaks.
Yeah, the roof still leaks. So this is actually the access to get in and off, in and out of this with flyers. I don't tend to run on them because they don't. Of course, she just jumps out. When they don't render in properly, the bottom section of the door doesn't actually count as a solid structure, so you can easily fall through it.
That's how I fell out. That's how I was gonna say. You got holes.
That's how you. Okay, that makes sense. So this one here, this is the greenhouse tower. So it's literally everything
I see
related
no
to
plants.
go down.
Okay, I'm back. We're going down?
We're going down.
Well, trying to.
Yeah.
So can you put dung beetles on wander in cages and you still get their stuff?
Yes.
You can also put them on a
Or a
hitching
hitching
post. I
a hitching
recommend.
Yeah.
Yeah, I recommend don't use a hitching post because the more things you have on a hitch, the more lag you get with every leash. So yeah, each level has its own little...
I don't believe it.
But what about the greenhouse effect?
It doesn't really give you that much, and I'm usually making so much fertilizer I can't get rid of it fast enough. One of my bases, I
Typically.
have stacks of plant species X, and even with them firing all the time, I have way too much fertilizer.
This is true. Once you have 2 dung beetles and get going, it never ends.
Yeah, it is like that. So that is the 4th tower. So we can now go back up and look.
Everyone's already up, Dark.
Oh,
That is really cool.
I'm not just talking to you guys, I'm talking to the people at home that are watching this.
I'm aware.
And I'm always slow.
Okay,
Just
so...
saw the dung beetles in the cages.
Oh, they're really
Does
handy
that-
like that.
Does that work better than, because I've got the castles and keeps that I use, and I had to put them on a hitching post. Does that work better?
Yeah, they work the same. So
Okay.
up from here, this is the biggest deck, and it's a little bit rainy up here now, a bit foggy. So this is the absolute main. Any big dinos would go up here. You could easily fit 80 Rexes around this space. Plenty of space. And each of the columns that goes that connects the flyer deck on, each of them has an elevator in them to actually access the top level. And there's also elevators on each of the glass panels for the towers to go down further as well. So there's actually quite a lot of access in and out of this space, or at least within the base itself. And on top of the flyer deck, obviously we've got little teleporter pads, little receiver pads. And again, you can fit so many flyers up here, it's crazy. I should have disabled the fog for this.
Why do you not automatically have it disabled?
Can you even disable it on the center? I knew a couple masters still having problems.
Oh, okay, I don't know.
How did you get up there?
Someone wasn't paying attention.
Follow me. Come on. Flaming cross.
I recognize this.
Oh, yeah, that's the Quetzal from the tour. Not tour. I say tour. From the tutorial. So that can hold 2 Rexes and a Spino and still fly around. So feel free to grab a flyer from the top deck here or from below. The Drake there was requested by Damon, so I'm assuming he's going to want to grab that.
Are they nerfed flyers, or have we got? They would be nerfed, hey, because you don't have flyers mod on.
Yeah, while I generally play on classic flyers, these are all vanilla flyers.
Have you got any tappers?
Yes, that's down on the level below us. That's what I'll be heading for myself. Okay.
I'm bringing the Spino.
Last time I checked, Spinos don't fly.
Yeah, he's going to use admin commands.
Challenge accepted.
Okay.
My Spino says you're a liar.
Sorry, did you want this one?
No, it's all good.
She's got pretty colours.
I am not a landable object, Damien.
I tried. I almost landed on.
True.
Where's the exit? I can't get out.
Well, like flying...
Go to one of the walls, and push
E.
Push E. Land on it and push E, and you'll fall through, and then quickly fly again.
I'm not used to flying. I've been playing Aberrations, so this is a weird feeling for me.
Oh yeah.
Right?
So now you've actually seen where everything out is actually in the build. Flying around it, you get a good perspective as to what is where. So obviously the towers, the top rooms have all the glass all shaded out so you can't see. And then obviously we have...
It is quite a wonderful build. I really like it.
So, Dark, for the people at home, now that they can see the entire outside and have seen the inside, how long did it take you to build all this?
Well, there's 27 episodes and they're roughly an hour each. So we're looking at about 27 hours of building, and that does not include the grind. So there's no grind involved in my construction process. This is just pure building. If you added grind, it would probably double that. But this is literally just 27 hours of me just clicking things together. There's been a few times where I'm putting stuff together, then taking it apart, and then putting it back together, just because I don't like the way things have come out. I do that a lot. I mean, you guys have played with me for a while, so you know that I'm pulling things apart and putting them back together until I'm happy. And I've got to say, this particular build, I'm really happy with. It came out really nice. Oh, it looks like I forgot to shade some of those out. I found a mistake. Ha. So the viewing deck...
Typically happens.
Just one?
So the viewing deck has a set of glass ramps that aren't tinted. That's nothing major. I always find something. I'm amazed I haven't found anything else. Look, a flying Spino. How's the Drake going, Damon? You said you wanted to climb.
I'm having all kinds of fun.
You said you wanted to try and fly on it, so how did that go? Sorry, climb on it.
Drakes are lots of fun.
It's been a lot of fun, especially when I get up on there and start climbing around.
Did it actually let you climb from the slope all the way over to the top of the roof?
You can't quite get to the roof. You fall once you hit the railings.
Oh,
You
okay.
fall off once you hit the railings.
Oh, that's fair enough.
Yeah, the edges of S+ ceilings causes them to lose grip and flop backwards. We have someone who likes the Rock Drake so much on our RAG server that he actually uses it to get around all over Ragnarok. So kudos to him, I guess.
That's a great map if you want to have a rock trick to do that. There's a lot of elevation to it.
See, I'd rather not use the Rock
Indeed.
Drake on any other map other than Aberration. I'd much rather have a
Yeah.
proper flyer.
A map as big as Ragnarok, I would prefer a flyer, though I could probably live with a Drake because they are quite fun.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of the Quetzal though. I really like my Quetzals just because I can build stuff on them. If I like tame something, I can easily build a little carrier and bring it home. Obviously, depending on classic flyers or not, as to what you can carry.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I'm running everything on Ultra right now, and it's like 30 up to 40.
Wow, that's actually really good for one of my builds.
I typically pull 60 plus or 50 plus in your builds.
Oh man, I don't. I'm usually about 5 FPS.
I'm hitting between 30 and 50.
I'm running at 40. 24 if I'm sprinting on the back of a wyvern.
Sprinting on the back of a Spino, I'm still getting 60 to 55.
Yeah, but
Pretty
your
impressive,
computer's
Dark.
your
With
computer's
all the
ridiculous.
wyverns darting across my screen, saying you're slow.
So it turned out a pretty big build.
Yeah, it did.
Indeed.
So when people say I build really big, like when they're telling me that they build really big, the first thing that I usually do is, oh yeah, because my size comparison compared to what most people have is a little bit different. When I first joined the new Terra Nova server group and I said I'm building a small base, I think they were like a little surprised when my small base was probably the size most people consider large.
Yes, as the admin of that server, I would absolutely agree. When you built a base and you said, "Oh, this is a small base," I was like, "That's the size of my base, and my base is huge." So,
Well, the thing is with this particular build, if you consider I don't have walls around my base because it's all up in the air. So if you take all those extra tiles from the walls and add it back into the base, you can build a really big base without using much more tiles than you normally would.
It's floating because you've got all those glass ones under the water, eh?
Yeah, as long as the foundations are connected to the main structure, anything above that is within render distance, those foundations count as valid foundations. So there's actually there's a glass stem that connects between the base itself and the hub at the bottom. So you won't be able to fly through that because it's a solid structure. So it's a little
That
bit...
was my next question. Was
Yeah.
what was holding it up?
Yeah, it's a little bit of magic. As far as it goes, when you're doing builds like this, you can do some really cool stuff even with basic settings. I mean, there's no fancy settings to get this to float like I've seen other people try. All the foundations are legitimate, and that actually determined the height of the base. Because when I built it, I did a test as to what sort of height I could get to, and I actually had to shave a little bit off the top of the base to fit it in. Because once they leave render distance, the foundations stop counting. So that's your limit. That's as far up as you can go. It was about
This is pretty cool.
It was about 8 tiles taller.
Score! I got back up on top finally.
Is there any questions you guys have?
When you were planning it, did you like do
So,
a plan first, or did you kind of just go, "This is what I want to do," and then go from there? Because
Well, the first thought I had was the upside down. I definitely wanted a floating base, and I wanted it. I had a rough idea as to the look I was going for: a central tower, 4 towers around the outside, and I had a vision of you could consider it an X-wing crashing into the ground, or an upside down Jedi temple. It was the kind of the feel that I was going for, and it's definitely like a floating mountain of Pandora, which is pretty much where it gets its name from, as well as being a Pandora's box of problems as I was building it. But mostly I actually built it on the fly. I worked out what I needed for each level. Like, I planned out, okay, I want a kitchen on the bottom, I want the library above that, I want the storage, and I worked out how much
High diving
height.
is great on this.
Hmm?
High diving is great on this.
High diving.
Yeah, I just dived all the way down.
Oh yeah, with a Drake from that height.
You
No
just
Drake.
you just mentioned that it was a kind of like a starfighter type thing, like an X-wing.
Yeah.
It's like it. Did you ever see the movie The Last Starfighter?
Yes, yes.
Yeah,
Great
it
movie.
actually
Great movie.
more resembles that than
Yes.
an X-wing, I would say.
I can't remember the name of the ships they use. I remember it has the Death Blossom weapon.
Yeah. So,
I think they
this
literally
doesn't
call them
have a Death
Starfighters.
Blossom, does it?
No. If I remove the panels from the bottom that support this main structure, it definitely would have a Death Blossom that would crash the server.
Oh, okay.
Backed it up, right?
Well, that's one of the funny things about my bases is they're not good for PvP, obviously. If someone did actually blow that central structure with C4 and the actual main base fell, it would crash the server, roll it back to prior, unless it's server
And the
saved.
base would still up.
Yeah, and then the base would still be up. So technically it could work in PvP, but I really wouldn't recommend it.
Okay, so you're saying test.
Oh, you cut out there, dude.
So
But
test it out right now.
is
Gotcha.
TLK is now spawning in C4.
I knew I should have done a backup.
Rocket launcher with propelled grenades. Don't be so generous.
So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's the build. It wasn't terribly exciting. I didn't have it full of vanity projects like some of my prior builds, but I'm
Doesn't
quite
this
pleased.
entire build qualify as a vanity project?
Yes, I suppose you could say that. But yeah, most of it was built as I went, and literally, like, the way I like to build is as each problem comes up, it forms part of the base. So you build what you think you're going to have, and then when that doesn't work and you have to alter it, it becomes something else, and that's really what transforms a base. That's why building on a flat ground is not always the best way to go. Like, sometimes you want a bit of terrain sticking through somewhere, and that forms how you shape your base. Like, a lot of people, they won't build unless they've got a nice big flat area. I did actually luck out. This is a nice flat spot to build this, so I did end up using less tiles to do the foundations, but even if it was rough terrain, I could still have built this without too much hassle.
Rockets away.
Yeah, don't. Really don't. So for those of you at home that have been watching, I really hope you liked what you saw. Make sure you hit the thumbs up if you haven't already, subscribe again if you haven't already, and I hope to see you on the construction of this build. Thank you very much and take care.